Hello, Internet. We're back. We'll never quit 40K, and we'll make sure it's a horrible thing for everyone else. So we're here again playing a tournament format. I think it's like a modified ITC. It's for an event coming up at FTB in 2 weeks on the 28th. It's a Sunday. 1850 with 3 sources, Maelstrom, all that fun stuff. So with me today I have Pierre, Deadlight. Hey. And Jason Anubis.
Yep.
And they will be respectively playing Dark Eldar on Pierre's side and Tau on Jason's side. And so we're giving Maelstrom a try, and I'll take a cold shower afterwards. That'll be fine. So we'll see you after people have deployed and we discuss terrain and armies and stuff.
Alright, I'm playing Dark Eldar here. Start off at the top, I got an Archon, Shadowfield, Blast Pistol, Agonizer, Haywire Grenade, Ghost Plate, Soul Trap. He's in a unit of 9 Incubi with a Clavex. I've got 2 units of 10 warriors that have the cannon, the blaster, the captain upgrade with the Haywire Grenade, and they're in raiders. I've got 2 units of 5 warriors with the blaster, captain upgrade with the Haywire Grenade, and they are in venoms with the cannon, obviously. I've got 3 ravagers. 2 of the ravagers have 3 dark lances, one of them does not. And I've got 2 units of 5 scourges. One has 4 blasters, one has 4 haywire blasters. And for my warlord trait, I'm blanking on the name of it, but it gives me the 12-inch leadership bubble off my warlord.
Okay, so this is my 1850 Tau army. I'm going to start from the top. So the warlord, it's a battlesuit commander with the iridium battlesuit. He's got the Honor Gauntlet, fusion blaster. He's got the pie plate launcher, the strength 4 AP5. He's got Field No Pain and Shield. There's Shadow Sun. I'll get to the end. The Kroot squad is 10 Kroot with 10 Hounds. There's 3 Crisis Suits with Twin Link Missile Pods and Interceptor. There's 10 Carbine Fire Warriors with Haywire Grenades and a Devilfish with the Disruption Pod. There's a squad of 1 Broadside with Interceptor, squad of 2 Broadsides with Interceptor, Long Strike with Smart Missiles, 2 Riptides. They're both the same except one has the Heavy Burst Cannon. They both have Field No Pain and Interceptor. And 2 Forge World Tetras and a Forge World Barracuda with Disruption Pod. The Warlord trait that I rolled is Master of Ambush, which is 3 units plus the Warlord get to infiltrate. Okay, so we're going to be using our terrain rules that we commonly use for these when we do these videos. I'm going to just briefly explain that. So we're going to use this building as an example. So spots like this, a model that can fit that can clearly fit can pass through this no problem. But say something on a 60mm base probably wouldn't be able to make it through there. Something like there's a door here. This door, you can't shoot through it, but you can move through it freely. No difficult terrain or anything like that. But if you have a model on one side of it, it'll actually block the door and block movement through it. So that's kind of cool and creates some sort of tactical situations which are fun. You can't fight across the windows, but you can shoot through them, no problem. There's no melting through walls, as we call it. You know, you actually have to pass through areas where it's open. Something like this I would be okay with, but that is usually up to the players. Moving over here, this sort of piece of terrain, instead of doing it like area terrain, we're just going to do it like line of sight based cover. So, you know, so if I have someone here and there's a model firing from here, I would get cover. But if there's a model on top, it would not get cover, depending on the angle. So that's basically it. I don't think I've missed anything, but that's the gist of it anyway.
Cover saves.
Oh, okay.
What stuff gets, what's what.
So the most of the cover on this table, I think all of it, is going to be 4+ cover save. One thing I should mention is the coping on these buildings. The way we usually play it is you can't actually assault up here, but you can go, no problem. You can assault up here. You take your difficult terrain check as long as you can get up. So there's even a spot here where there's no coping, so you can get up there. Something like this you probably wouldn't be able to, even just because of the distance involved. Yeah, so I think that's everything.
Hey, so I deployed first here. I guess I spread myself out quite a bit to avoid his blasts, but I've got a Ravager here with Dark Lances. Behind here I've got a Venom with 5 warriors. I've got a Raider with 5 warriors. A Raider with my Warlord and Incubi. Raider with 10 warriors. Up behind here I've got another Ravager with Dark Lances. another Venom with 5 warriors, and a Ravager with the disintegrator cannons. So here in reserves, I've got 2 units of Scourgers. One has 4 Haywire blasters, one has 4 regular blasters, and I've got a Venom deep striking with 4 Haywire blasters. Trueborn with 4 blasters.
Okay, so this is my town deployment. I more or less sort of bunched myself over here to try and counter some of the way he's spread out. So as you can see, I've got both my Riptides, the Commander, 3 Crisis Suits, Devilfish, and the 2 Tetras over there. Over here, well, I guess was this guy. There's a broadside chilling in there. He infiltrated there. Then we have Shadow Sun and friends, those 2 broadsides, sort of chilling over here. So in reserve, I have Longstrike in her Hammerhead, and we have the obligatory flyer in reserve, the Barracuda. So this is Tau turn 1. I stole the initiative. That's worth noting. So general advance over here. Battle suits kind of moved up. Broadside, the Riptides moved on either side of this building. Fired on the Ravager here. The Venom that was there, which disgorged 5 warriors, I believe.
Yep.
And 2 of them were killed from subsequent shooting from broadsides. Or was it broadside? No, I can't remember which one. Some sort of missile. And this guy was unscathed. This guy took, I believe, 1 hull point.
It is immobilized.
And it is immobilized. That is the extent of the damage I did. And then in the assault phase, just sort of jockeyed for position and moved up a little bit. That's it. So, see you at the end of Dark Eldar turn 1.
Right, so end of first turn, Dark Eldar. Not great. I put a couple shots into this vehicle here, made it jink. That's great. Didn't kill it. Put a couple shots into this one over here, made it jink. Didn't kill it.
I see a theme here.
Yeah. Miraculously snapshot this guy here rolled 666s, 555s to wound, and then he rolled 555s to save it.
Dun, dun, dun.
So nothing happened there. Because it was immobilized, I disembarked my incubi, hid them in the ruins over here, moved some stuff up, took some shots, missed a bunch, left my Venom back here to score this objective. This guy moved up, shot, but failed to wound anything. So, did a whole point, cost 2 things to jink, nothing else.
Okay, so this is the end of Tau turn 2. One of my reserves came in. We'll start with that. So Long Strike came on in, took a shot at Mr. Ravager over there and blew off one of his guns. Nice long shot. Made him jink, I believe. Moving on, I sort of kept up with the advance. Fire Warriors came out and shot up the rest of the warriors that came from the Venom. The Tetra back here managed to score a snap-firing hit onto the Incubi, which helped the some of the shooting from the Riptide and the Commander. I think I killed 1 in total, just because they're a little more tankier than the rest of his soldiers. The Devilfish is fine, hasn't really done anything, but hasn't really had anything happen to it. The Crisis team here fired a volley off at this Raider, but I don't think it did anything, or it took a whole point.
You stunned it.
Stunned it. Okay, and then they moved back in there. The broadside here killed the last warrior from the Venom with his smart missiles, which got me my Maelstrom objective, which is kill a unit this turn. So that was cool. And the Riptides, one of them took a wound from his Nova Reactor, and the other one got his shields up. This one, yeah, he killed some of the Incubi. And this one, I believe he tried to fire, but he got his weapon overheated, so he didn't manage to fire. And he just sort of moved over here in the assault phase. So back here, the broadsides shifted around a bit. One of them snap fired, but both of them fired at this Raider here, which wrecked it with the smart missiles. The crew just sat around and didn't really do anything, just chilling with Shadow Sun, and my other Tetra went flat out to reposition over here. So that is my turn. We'll see you at the end of Dark Eldar turn 2.
Alright, so I had another unfortunate turn with the Dark Eldar. None of my reserves came in, so none of my cool big guns did anything. My warrior in his incubi kept running and hid inside of those ruins over there. My foot soldiers fired at some Fire Warriors, killed a few Fire Warriors, not enough to wipe the squad. My vehicles shot at some stuff and did absolutely nothing. And that was the whole turn.
You scored that one.
And I flat out moved over there to score that Maelstrom objective. So I got a Maelstrom objective for holding number 2 over here, and for being in his deployment zone. And that's the best I did.
So here we are at the end of Tau turn 3. So we'll start over here. So the commander is he's sort of moved up, he's trying to flank them, I guess, and he's got his drones with him. He's been hammering the squad of incubi that's there with his frag launcher, and that's been doing quite well. So that combined with the smart missiles from the broadside here, they managed to bring them down to one guy. The Riptide went on Nova Fire, and he raked these guys. I think he killed like 4 or 5, I believe, and he pinned them. Made them go to ground. Devilfish sort of hunkered in there. The Tetras are just chilling back there. The Crisis team with the missile pods took a couple shots at this Raider here. He passed his cover save. Longstrike took a shot at this Ravager here, but missed. Rolled the 1. Bound to happen at least once a game. These broadsides, they fired their smart missiles over here, and they did the remaining hull point with their smart missiles. And Kroot and Shadow Sun just sort of ran over to this objective, trying to get there. They ran, they didn't actually shoot or do anything.
Did you get anything from Maelstrom?
For Maelstrom, I didn't get anything from Maelstrom, but I rolled. I have to clear my deployment zone. I had to get something in his deployment zone. I think that counts. I'm not sure if it does.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
So you got 1 point?
So I got 1 point.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And so, yeah, we'll see you at the end of Dark Eldar turn 4? 3?
3. So on this turn, all my reserves came in, deep striking everything. Both of my Scourges mishapped. One of them mishapped into ongoing reserves. One of them got placed by Jay here to that spot. They came down, they shot, they did nothing. This Venom came down, dumped everything into the Riptide. Everything else dumped everything into the Riptide. I got down to 1 wound, didn't kill it. My Archon made its way through the ruins over here, charged his Warlord, and did a single wound to him. In the combat, lost his Shadow Field, but made us feel no pain, so he still had his 3 wounds. Otherwise, I put a few shots into some Kroot over here and killed 3 or 4 of them. Not really as much as I wanted. And my Ravager over there just sat in that corner to gain me a Maelstrom objective. So I got one of my 2 Maelstroms this turn. And that is all that happened.
Okay, so this is the end of Tau turn 4. So the Barracuda came in automatically. Shot up
Barracuda.
this vehicle back here. Blew it up. The Riptide didn't get his reactor roll, so he took a wound. He shot his blast at some guys that were here and killed quite a few. And the broadsides killed the remainder of the squad that was back here. And Longstrike fired again at the Ravager and missed. The Tetras were used in conjunction with the Riptide, and the Devilfish just sort of scooted on over here, fired some shots, the Snapfires didn't do anything. The second Riptide wrecked the Venom, and the guys came out, assaulted them, only had 1 wound left, and he died in a close combat. And the drones just moved up over here. Commander's fighting his whip guy. And Shadow Sun and Kroot have sort of taken that hill for now. That's about it. Oh, there's these guys who I forgot to interceptor. They did extremely poorly on shooting and then extremely poorly on close combat. And so they're just tied there. And that's it. So we'll see you at the end of Dark Eldar turn 4.
Alright, so this pretty uneventful turn here. I dealt 1 glance to this vehicle here, and then charged it, dealt another glance, failing to kill it, so I didn't get that Maelstrom point. Nothing happened in this combat at all whatsoever. Tried to throw a air grenade at the plane, obviously missed, but I had to try. Fired some Dark Lances, they all missed. Killed a couple Kroot in with my Venom. 1 Kroot, I think. They got the 2 up to cover save, so I can't kill them. Killed 1 of his broadsides in combat, and then lost 2 of my guys in combat, tying it there. So that was also a tie. So basically a wash for me.
So this is the end of Tau turn 5. So let's start over here. Commander is still fighting with the Archon. Not really a whole much going on there. These guys are pinned down. The gun drones, and I believe... What else? Or maybe it might have just been the gun drones. They went to ground this turn when I fired on them. The long strike hammerhead uses smart missiles on the remaining warrior that was in the open. The slap fight over here continues. The broadsides moved up and snap fired, dealing 1 hull point to that Ravager, I believe it's called. And my remaining Riptide used his flight mode to fly over to the other objective. The Barracuda did a little strafing run on this guy. Took out his last hull points. The Kroot have sort of got a little more comfortable there. And what else is going on? I think that's it. So we'll see you at the end of Dark Eldar turn 5.
So not a terrible turn. My formerly pinned Trueborn here, snapfired, destroyed one of the jet bikes. My Ravager moved up to control this objective, shot and destroyed one of the other jet bikes. My warrior still locked in combat, no wounds there. My Scourges still locked in combat and no wounds there. My Venom moved up, took a few shots at the Riptide, did no wounds, and was holding the objective, which didn't matter because the game continued. So not looking great for me because we got one more turn ahead of us at least.
Welcome to the end of Tau turn 6. So we're gonna start right here. Commander finally landed with his Onager Gauntlet and just pasted the Archon. He moved 1 inch in consolidation. I guess he's just shocked. The Devilfish is just chilling here with the Fire Warriors, the 5 Fire Warriors, and they're on the objective. The drones are just sort of blocking the street. The Hammerhead took out the last, I think it was the last guy that was remaining after the gun drone shot. Mm-hmm. The slap fight still continues. The struggle is real. I think I did like 3 wounds, and then he rolled 3 5s. It was just, you know, that's how it's been going. The broadsides, they fired their smart missiles. I believe this turn they fired here. They did 1 glancing hit. The other glancing hit being done by the burst cannons, I believe, or it was the Riptide. I don't even remember. So combined shooting destroyed the Venom here, which then disgorged these guys. The Riptide boosted over in the assault phase, and over here, the Kroot and Shadow Sun are just hanging out. So we'll see you at the end of Dark Eldar turn 6.
Pretty good turn here. Scourges. Continue the slap fight. No one gets hurt whatsoever.
Wah, wah.
My Ravager with 3 Dark Lances blew away his 2 remaining gun drones, getting me a Maelstrom point. All dead. Over here, my warriors who came out of the Venom ran inside of the building to occupy the objective that's down in here. And that's it. That's the end of the game.
Hey there, welcome to the post-game show. I'm your host, Crabblesworth. With me as always is Jason Anubis and Pierre Deadlight. Let's start with Jason. What was your epic fail?
Epic fail?
Epic fail.
I kind of want to say Long Strike. It wasn't so much epic.
Missed twice in a row.
It missed twice in a row.
3 times in a row?
I want to say twice.
Maybe it was 3. Maybe it was 3.
Maybe, I don't know. The smart missiles ended up doing more work, but
That says it all. He's got to.
I was just picking off like single guys at that point.
Yeah.
with smart missiles. I don't know. Aside from that, I don't know. I can't really say anything did spectacularly worse than that.
So long strikes.
Probably, yeah. For once, which is interesting, but first time for
What was your MVP?
MVP? Probably those 2 broadsides back there. Just because they had such bore control and they kept hitting these guys with smart missiles and, you know, doing glancing hits here and there, and then anything that came out here, I would just, you know, fire those 8 shots with the direct fires, and they just... I honestly thought you would dark lance all the broadsides in like 2 seconds, and that's always my fear with when I put broadsides down, and it just, I don't know, like, there's so many other things to deal with that they ended up just surviving, and...
I almost thought you'd do your Barracuda, but...
The Barracuda didn't really wow me. It was fun.
Yeah.
It just didn't, you know, I think it took that out, and that was about it to the whole point here. It was fun, and it has potential to do a lot better.
Pierre, what was your epic fail?
My worst failure is losing the Raider with my Warlord on the first turn to immobilize. If I had to, he kept shooting, and it was not bad. He did a few wounds, but I had to run my Warlord across the board to get anywhere, and even then, I don't think he did He did a wound. He lost all his incubi on the way there, but that's what they're there for, is to absorb wounds.
Yeah.
I respected his gumption though in the combat. He fucking held his own.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But 4-up is not... Pay for the 4-up, it's not bad. Score just surprisingly did pretty well too with the same armor type.
What was your MVP, do you think?
I don't know, I think having the 5 warriors in a Venom with objective secured was actually helping tie the game. So I think, because I don't think we didn't go over the score, did we?
Oh, we didn't know yet. We should do that.
Alright, but either way, yeah, they helped me steal the objective from this Riptide here, so that probably kept me from losing the game completely.
Yeah.
That was pretty useful. But otherwise, Dark Lance Ravagers, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were definitely on my mind the whole game. So
In terms of score, yeah, we should let everyone know how it worked. So does someone want to explain that? Because I can't.
Okay,
I
so
can't.
there's a primary, there's a secondary, and there's a tertiary. For the primary, we had was it Crusade? No.
Yeah,
it's
it's
Crusade.
Crusade,
So
yeah.
4 objectives, which were the same as the Maelstrom objectives. It came down to a tie there, where I was holding 2 and you were holding 2. For the secondary, it was a modified Maelstrom with a D6 table.
Yeah.
2d6 every turn. There, I had 10 and you had 6, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
either way, I had.
7 or 6, something like that. Yeah.
And then for the tertiary, you had Slay the Warlord, and you had First Strike instead of First Blood,
And Linebreaker.
and Linebreaker. But I also had either way, yeah, it came down to you on the tertiary.
So what's the final score then for each thing? Is like
The primary was with 9 points if you won, 4.5 if you tied, and I forget what the. Either way, we both had 4.5 for the primary. The secondary, I won 8 points, and the tertiary, you won 3, I think.
So what was the total score for both sides? Can we?
do we have that?
Or,
I had 12 and a half.
We know 4.5 for both, and then 8 for Pierre, and then
So I had 12 and a half, and you had
8
7 and a half.
Oh yes.
So wait 1 second. That's stepping off camera. Breaking all sorts of rules.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
I'm sure this is a good thing for a day
cut this
without
out, it's
time
fine.
to calculate any of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
You won 1 point and you lost.
Oh, there you go.
No.
So it's
The difference was
7.5.
But you, so I had 13 and a half, and you had 3.
8 or 7.5.
You had 8 and a half.
Okay.
I'm not sure why the secondary is worth so much, so I think that's a bit off.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right
It
to
was
me.
a little interesting considering how much damage I did, but
Yeah, I only had 3 units left on the board. I had 5 warriors, I had a Ravager, and I had 2 Scourges left in combat, and that won me, well, I guess, gave me a minor victory. That's a bit off, but...
well, I guess there's something to say about your overall maneuverability and the fact that you had so many.
yeah,
Like you have redundancy.
this entire...
That helped.
It's, 8 objective secured units. It's basically my strategy is force you to blow up the Venom before you blow up the warriors
That's
inside.
right,
So it
yeah.
seems to have paid off.
In 2 minutes or less, Jay, final thoughts on the game.
Well, overall, I would say all the extra stuff and all of the missions, the numbers, and all it was honestly a little confusing. I still can't piece it all together in my mind. All I know is that I lost somehow, and it was fair somehow, and I agree. I think it's good.
No one knows what the mission is.
I just
Everyone
don't know
wins.
how it happened, but hey,
That's 7th
that's that.
Yeah, that's in 7th edition. True.
I found the Maelstrom changes. I guess they're better than the core rulebook.
They're all achievable.
They're
Yes,
they're
yeah,
all
there's
achievable.
definitely that.
I just found it kind of arbitrary, and I don't know.
Yeah.
The stuff that we ended up rolling was like, kill this unit, kill a unit, kill a unit, and it was I don't know. I guess it was okay, but I could do without it personally.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Pierre, 2 minutes or less thoughts on the game.
Sorry?
2 minutes or less thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I was really, really worried the first couple turns there getting seized on and then having half my
Yeah.
army destroyed and then nothing coming in from reserves.
Oh, that was
I was
rough, yeah,
really
too.
nervous there for a bit.
That was rough.
But I guess it kind of feels like I shouldn't have won. I think I have to agree there. Like with only 3 units left on the board, I guess I just happened to grab the right objectives.
yeah.
But I guess that's how it plays out.
Don't
It's
sell
all
yourself short.
arbitrary.
There
I
was
mean,
some strategy.
I'll be fair. I'll say the normal like just start with Crusade, like normal 40k 3-5 objectives. It's arbitrary, but we all know what's going on. From turn to turn, we can all go, okay, he's going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and there's sort of a building of the causality down to very few movements and actions. It kind of winds its way down to that last turn. You're like, I have to do this or that.
Yeah.
With this, it's sort of just like,
oh well, I rolled kill 2 things, so I guess I won. Like it's just you're right. It feels doubly arbitrary because you're right. It still has the kill point problem of killing something is a very different metric. Like killing one guy could be the same as killing 20 guys.
There's very little planning involved too,
Yes,
because it's happening on the spot.
Yeah.
So it feels kind of like
There is something to be said for having to be more flexible with your movements.
Yeah.
but-
Yes.
I guess there's there is something to be said about like, hey, here's a monkey wrench thrown into your plans. What do? I guess that's kind of cool. Like, again, the concept is really cool. I don't think anyone will really argue that, but
I've seen
I don't
better
know, I mean-
Maelstrom missions, but I've seen worse Maelstrom
Yeah.
missions.
I've certainly tied games with Crusade where I've got like 2 models left. They've got half their army. So definitely, there's always going to be
Yeah.
weirdness in
Yeah.
in like who really won that battle. But I don't know. You certainly have more stuff left alive. I don't know. I guess it makes it fair because you can take a lot of casualties and still win.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so arbitrary because think about it. You could have just had crappier Maelstrom rolls or vice versa,
Yeah.
and it could have been different too.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the old story with Maelstrom as well. People were like, well, he just rolled better, and often that was the case. I've seen videos where they're really excited about Maelstrom, but someone gets a huge lead, so they're kind of like, you can see it waning over time, like someone's got like a 20-point
Yeah.
lead.
The
It's like,
D6 table is definitely an improvement. There's
Oh,
no,
God, yeah.
there's
Oh,
no
God,
cast
yeah.
a spell, there's no destroy a
yeah,
building.
no question that's an improvement, no question.
But
It definitely, it makes it feel less random, but it's still arbitrary. I don't know,
it encourages mobility, which is nice. A lot of the old
Yeah.
fast attacks we never really use much.
Yeah, I find that's Maelstrom still kind of just helps Eldar, like more Eldar than Dark Eldar, because it's like
yeah.
like when you saw the jet bikes, it's like, well, everyone's gonna stop playing Maelstrom now because they can do it all, But
Oh well, that wasn't bad though.
It seemed interesting. It was nice that you managed to pull it back. That was good.
yeah.
I guess that's pretty much it. Thanks, you guys, for coming on. The event is 2 weeks from today, the 28th of June at Frères de Bataille, FDB in Hull, Quebec. I think it's full, but like there might be a waiting list if people want to get on the waiting list. It's 3 sources. I don't think you can bring gargantuan creatures or heavy support or heavy support. What are they called now? I hate them so
Super
much.
heavies?
Super heavies. Yeah. Okay. So you can't bring those, but it's basically ITC. So if you know the ITC format, check it out. You're going, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you'll be there. I might show take pictures. Jay, you are not going.
I am not going.
Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.
Bye. What a world.
Oh my gosh.